Imagine you're opening the Excel and click on one button and your Excel get automatically updated. In this course, we are going to do exactly the same. Hi, I'm Vinod. Welcome to Discover Talent. Over the next couple of lessons, you will build complete supply chain, warehouse, and logistic analytics dashboard completely at a beginner scale. We'll use a realistic business data which will help you to understand how to identify KPIs, how to use a Copilot, also the Power Query inside the Excel. Not only that, how to clean the data, how to understand the data, and what are the tabs we have to take into a consideration, update our dashboards dynamically. By the end of this project, we'll have a professional dashboard that looks and works similar into a real organization. Best part is you will understand how to build it, not just to copy. Whether you are a supply chain analyst, data analyst, warehouse manager, operations manager, student who is preparing for the interview, this project will really help you to build your portfolio and add an added advantage in your career skill. If you are ready to stop building a manual spreadsheets and start building a professional dashboards like this, then this tutorial is for you. So without further ado, let's quickly jump on the screen.
Back to the channel, folks. Today's session, we are going to transform a raw warehouse data into analysis ready data, one of the most powerful features Excel using the Power Query over here, right? You can see on the screen I have warehouse master, supplier master over here, product master. These are the entries available, orders entry, inventory, and the last one, this is the returns items over here. Okay, and this is the shipment over here. This kind of a supply chain data I have available over here. What we're gonna do over here is we're gonna use the powerful function which is a Excel Power Query over here. How supply chain professionals, data analysts prepare the data before creating any kind of dashboards or maybe the report. Okay, by the end of this video, your data will be clean, standardized, and ready to show for the development for dashboard. Okay, here as I've told you, these are the tabs we're gonna use it. Okay, I'll just open up this once again. I'll simply open up this particular file and you can see this file has been open over here. Cool. I told earlier, every worksheet represents a different business processes. Together, this sheets for a complete warehouse and logistic management system. Okay. So as I've told you here in the warehouse system, what I have. So here I can see in the warehouse master over here. Let's quickly understand our data before we start cleaning it. Okay, these are the columns over here. This is the warehouse ID, warehouse city, okay, state, and capacity, and the last one is the manager. Okay, what we're gonna do over here is before loading anything into a Power Query, I always recommend converting your data into a Excel tables. To do that, what we have to do, we either press a Control T from our keyboard, or at the top there is an option available, insert and table over here. Okay, this particular time we're gonna use this insert and table option, and later on piece we're gonna use the shortcut keys over here. So always remember, the shortcut keys will really help you to make your life easy, okay, and make you business ready over there, right? I said my table has a headers and we got the table over here. Perfect. And at the top I will rename this to make sure that what exactly it is. Let's say warehouse underscore master. Okay, so this is the name I have given for this particular table over here. It becomes a table warehouse basically. So whenever I search this here, warehouse master, I can see this entire range automatically get select as and when I do a is equal to sign over here. Cool. And that's how if I pull this result out, I will get this result like a table warehouse for supplier, table supplier, okay, product for product supplier, so on and so forth. Okay, likewise I'll apply the same logic for rest of the others. Okay, like this for supplier as well. Press Control T. Let's say my table has a headers and this will say table supplier. Okay, enter, click on this option, press Control T. Perfect. And at the top I will say product, again table underscore product. Perfect. And then for orders, press Control T once again. Okay, let's say table underscore orders. Okay, let's press this as well, Control T. And inventory, we need the inventory as well. In table form, let's add the inventory over here. And here shipments, press Control T once again. and at the top table shipment. Okay, this time it's a shipment. Okay, it's not a inventory, it's a shipment basically. Okay, so add as a naming basically. Press Control T. Okay, so Control Z, press Control T, and this one is the return. So let's say table returns and hit the enter button over here. So in returns, what we have: return ID, order ID, reasons for what the purpose to get a return, particular item, the quantity written, how many quantity got returned, and the status is open, close. Shipment, I can see what type of shipments I have: delayed, delivery, and in transit. Mode of shipment, basically it's a air, rail, or road. Okay, delivery date, this kind of a delivery date I can see over here. Dispatch, order ID, like this, these are the generated order ID for me, and shipment ID over here. I'll move ahead and I'll check the inventory warehouse ID. I have the product ID, stock, how many stocks I have added over here, and at the end, last updated, what type of date we have given for the inventory over here, right? Likewise, we can check for the orders as well. Here, the orders delayed, delivered, in transit, so on and so forth. The statuses, I can see it over here. The quantity and the dates and the rest of the other fields, you can see it on the screen. Product master over here. In the product master, I can see the electronics item, food, furniture, pharma, and safety. Here I can see the unit price over here for each item, and these are the reorder level. Okay, so when we have to reorder, so basically this is the threshold for me, right? So for product master over here, I'll see this in the warehouse master, we have already explained. Okay, and that's how I can see the city locations also. Okay, India, Mumbai, Coimbatore, Bhopal, Bangalore, so on and so forth. Also the electronics category, so on and so forth. Okay, so this data set, if in case you need this to a practice along with me, comment on YouTube section. Okay, I'll help you with the data set link, and you can practice along and start developing this similar kind of a dashboard over here. Perfect. So once we are done with this, okay, the explanation part is done. Noted this data into a table. Now using these tables makes Power Query dynamic. Whenever new records are added, refreshing the Power Query automatically includes the latest data in your dashboard there, right? So here I'll just simply click on this option called Warehouse Master over here. At the top there is an option available, data. Okay, simply click on this option, data, and then from table range. Okay, here there is an option available from table range. Simply select this option and let's wait for it. It will take some time to load, and once it is load, different screen altogether. That's called the Power Query over here. And simply click on this option, so how many tables you are getting pulled over here. Okay, I'll close and load over here. Let's go here. Whenever you come again in this particular sheet, you will see these two copies available over here. This is your original and this is your Power Query driven. Okay, I'll click on this option again. At the top, I'll say this data and click on this option from table and range over here. Okay, perfect. So once it is done and load over here, I'll just do a next over here, and here I'll do a product master. Click on this option. Once again, add the table range over here, close and load over here. Let's go next. For orders, simply click on this option, and then here table and range again, and let's include this as well. And slowly steadily you can see our Power Query is automatically get added multiple entries as and when we are loading that into a Power Query over here, right? So I can see the inventory has been added over here. Orders I have to see. Okay, inventory is also done. Shipment, I'll click on this option, shipment. Okay, so let's import this as well, shipment. Cool, close and load again. Let's go next, and this one is the returns over here. Okay, so how many numbers of tables we have imported, we gonna see that over here. Okay, so here I can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? Close and load over here. I'll just double check over here how many I can see it over here, right? 1 2, let's do a 3 over here, 4, right? 4 is done, 5 6, and at the end it's a 7 over. Sevens are automatically get loaded over here, and you can see in the right hand section as well, this loaded has been shown over here, and this is the preview, you can see it over here. Okay, Power Query. So simply click on this option, query, and edit query over here. Okay, so let's go back to the Power Query over here. Okay, so inside the Power Query, it's called as a ETL engine. Okay, built inside the Excel over here. ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. Instead of manually cleaning the data every month, we can automate this process entirely. The PQ warehouse. Okay, Power Query warehouse over here, and I have renamed this. Okay, you can rename it like this, and at the right hand side you can see this query setting where your steps get recorded automatically, right? And at the top you can see these options available: home, transform, add column, and view over here. So view is basically to check what type of errors is available over here. We can use this column quality option right here. Okay, if in case it's not really turn that on for you, you can simply click on this option and you can just see what type of errors has been added over here, right? Add column, basically you can add the column, and as and when you need the custom columns or maybe any kind of an M code you want to write and get the insights, you can definitely do that using the add column option over here. Okay, likewise we have the transform also. There is an option available, home over here. Okay, so basic navigation like a Excel, what we see, right? You see this data is imported over here. The important part as a data analyst, you always have to check that the data type is accurate. Okay, so if it is not, then you have to just change this data type over here. Okay, this is in number, this is in text. Okay, so let's keep it in text. Perfect. And here I can see this is in appropriate data type over here. Likewise, I'll apply it for the same logic for rest of the others as well. So here I can see this is the 1.2, which means the point decimal has been applied over here. If in case you want to keep it in percentage, you can simply click on this option and you can change that, but I don't really need that. I'll keep it like this. Table product over here, I'll see the products over here. If it is not really shown over here, unit price, you can change this in a currency format. Okay, so let's change this in currency format and replace the current one, and that's how I can see beautifully has been value has been applied over here. Likewise, I'll go here, table orders over here, just do a right click over here, and status is perfect. Inventory how much? This many, right? Shipment. Okay, so let's go here, right? And there's nothing to be shown, and that's how I can see the overall items available over here. Perfect. So data types, sometimes these data types get automatically validated by Power Query. Okay, but you have to always go manually and check that what type of data types has been applied for your specific data. Okay, always verify your data types. Incorrect data types can lead to a incorrect PO tables calculations and a dashboard at the end. Okay, so if in case you need to use the trim clean function, okay, definitely you can use that and add that, right? I'll go here, okay, and I'll check the warehouse option available, this option, because we have the spaces available over here. So let's double check if it is additional spaces are given over here, because it's at the end will cause the problem for our dashboard. The format clean over here. Okay, so clean has been applied over here, and if in case you want to apply any other spaces, so okay, so if in case any additional space, you can simply use that clean and trimmed over here. Likewise, you can do it for here as well. Okay, format trim. Okay, and this one is a clean over here. Accordingly, I can clean that information over here. Great. And extra spaces often causes a duplicate values. Okay, like Mumbai sometimes is written like this, but sometimes you can see the Mumbai plus space there, right? Looks identical, but Excel treats them as a differently. Cool. And suppose you want to use the proper case, you can definitely use the proper case as well over here. Whenever it's needed, I'll simply click on this option. I'll add the capitalize each word over here. Okay, and let's see if in case anything impacted, right? Likewise, you can apply the same logic here as well for the name. Here I want to add the first name. Okay, the should be capital over here. So this is how I have applied the capitalized each word over here. Likewise, you can check for the rest of the other values as well. According to me, rest of the others are fine. Okay, there is a no issue as such. We are working with the very clean data over here, so there is a no issue as such. Okay, but you have to always verify as a professional data analyst, folks. Okay, if in case there is a duplicate, Okay, so you have to always make sure that you are removing a duplicate. That's really needed, and those remove duplicate options is truly important. So I'll just simply click on this option, and here I'll select this. So let's say remove duplicate, right click over here, and I can see the remove duplicates items has been gone over here. Likewise, I'll just double check over here if in case there are duplicates, right click over here, and then let's say remove duplicate. Perfect. I'll apply the same logic for product ID as well. Remove duplicate, because duplicate is truly important, because at the end whenever we do a calculations, right, those calculations should be in a proper way. That's what we are ensuring, that we are removing a duplicate properly. Okay, sometimes there are errors as well. First you have to identify the errors. Okay, what type of errors it is. If it is really through a formula driven, you can simply repair the formula and do it. But if it is in unnecessary errors, you can simply right click over here and remove the errors as well. Okay, those are the examples. You can see it over here. Now once it is done, I'll simply click on this option, close and load over here. Okay, and let's see the result what we get over here. Cool. And once it is done, I got this final values to be shown over here. Perfect. Now once we are good with this, first what I'm going to do over here is I'm gonna use the facility called Copilot inside the Excel. Okay, so this Copilot will really help me to make my life easy. Okay, so that's how I gonna use that. So Copilot, I have just now open it, and I'll type the first prompt over here. Okay, so let's say review my warehouse data set and suggest potential data quality improvements, right, before creating Excel dashboard. Simply added the normal prompt over here to get that sorted over here. Okay, so simply select this and keep your cursor like this, and let's see the what result we get over here. Okay, and if in case there are anything to show, it will definitely reflect us. These are the data quality you have to see. Okay, and it will take some time to understand the requirement for us. Okay, and once again, if in case your data set is not really saved on cloud, folks, always save your Excel workbook into a cloud. Without saving the file into a OneDrive or with the cloud, it will not really work as a Copilot. If in case this Copilot is not really built inside the system for you, no need to worry. You just have to simply open the any browser. Okay, like this, I'll show you browser like this, and simply visit the copilot.microsoft.com. Okay, the moment you type that, you can see this kind of a navigation available. You can use that as an attachment, attach your file, and you can simply add the similar prompt there. Okay, to get the result out, right? So first prompt we did that. The prompt was review my warehouse data set and suggest the potential data quality improvement before creating an Excel dashboard over there, right? So we're gonna use that, and let's see what is the result we get it over here. Cool. And I can see the result over here, right? This has been recommendation shared by the Copilot for us, right? This is the warehouse data quality review for us. Cool. So what we gonna do over here is it's it's uh, it's basically taking some time to develop the warehouse data quality compliance over here. Cool. And once it is done, it will show us the pop up like this. Perfect. And we call this as a DQ review, which is your data quality review. I'll close this and I'll see warehouse master rows 20 entries, one row per. Okay, no duplicate warehouse found. Okay, recommendation you low, and this is how high it's been shown over here. Shipment rows are 100 shipments every month. Order ID is resolved to orders over here. Okay, rename misspelled for shipment table sheet over here. Okay, so we just have to take the consideration there. Cool. So that's how we get the beautiful added DQ review over here. Okay, so I'm not going really deep into this to check that what improvements I have to do it over here, but necessary steps for you if in case you are building the dashboard. Okay, that time you have to always start with this. Okay, create a DQ review for your own data set using the Copilot, and once you have the entire priority, recommended actions, interpretation, value, and metrics, based on that you just have to take the call and clean your data and then start developing the dashboard accordingly. Excellent. Now our data is a clean and standardized. The hardest part of any analytics project is complete. Now we're gonna use the clean data to build the powerful pivot tables and transform raw into a meaningful business insights over here. Okay, I'll call this as a new worksheet over here. Perfect. And here I'm going to call this as a pivot tables over here. Okay, so this is my pivot tables worksheet over here. I'll create one more sheet over here and I'll call this as a dashboard over here, worksheet over here. So there are two sheets I have prepared over here. I'll click on this option, orders. Okay, click here, and here I'll go at the top, insert pivot tables. I'll simply click on this option, pivot table option over here, table, and I can see this is the table name for me, and the existing worksheet is this. So I'll just select this again, go here, and here is a pivot table over here. I'll click on this any of the option and let's say OK button over here. Boom, you see the result has been added over here, and I can see the pivot table fields over here. Great. Now what I will do over here is I'll move this warehouse ID into a rows like this, and values this particular order ID, which is my this, is in values over here, and that's how I can see the overall result over here. Okay, and let's say this as a count over here. Okay, this tells us how many orders each warehouse has processed. This helps us to compare operational workload. Okay, now inventory by warehouse over here. Okay, now what I will do over here is again I'll go here, and then this time we're gonna use the inventory. Okay, so let's say this, insert, and then pivot table over here, existing worksheet. Let's select this, go here, this time let's say pivot table over here and select this. Okay, and let's say OK button over here. Perfect, and I got the pivot tables added over here. Great. Here I'm going to say warehouse ID in rows, and stock, whichever stocks are there, this will be in sum. Okay, so this many the value I can see it over here. This shows the current inventory level across all the warehouses over here. Okay, now order by statuses. Okay, so let's use the order by statuses over here. I'll go here. Perfect, and here I will say insert pivot table over here, existing worksheet, select this pivot tables, close this first. Okay, so let me just keep this cursor over here. Perfect, and I'll keep it like this and hit the OK button over here. Move this cursor a bit and you can see the table orders over here. And here what I'm going to do over here is I'll just add the status in the rows. Perfect, and the order ID, basically this will be in count like this. Cool. This KPI help us to track delivered, delayed, and in transit orders at a glance over here. Now the pivot 4. Okay, we want to add the pivot 4 over here. Shipments by mode over here. Okay, so what I will do over here is I'll just say shipments. Let's say shipments over here. Cool. And through this, what I will do over here is I'll just say insert pivot table once again, existing, and let's go here again in the pivot tables, close this. It's not really required. Okay, so if it is not really getting closed like this, no need to worry. Simple. Perfect, close it. Okay, so once it is done, what I will do, I need these certain fields, so turn on this field list over here, and here what I want a specific values to be shown over here. Okay, so let's say mode here, and this is the shipment ID. Okay, so shipment ID is this, but it should be in a count. Okay, so that's the count. We can see it over here. This reveals how frequently road, rail, and air transport are used, supporting logistic planning over here. Introduction, the business scenario, as you know, right? Data set creation we did. Okay, workbook setup done. Power query, data cleaning, data types, tables, and how we added as a pure tables over here. Okay, now the data modeling and the calculation we have to start with. Cool, I'll call this as a calculation. One sheet I will add that, and I'll call this as a calculation over here. Okay, you either combine this calculation inside the pure table, complete your call how you want to keep it, but here I'll just make it more simple, creating a separate worksheet altogether called calculations over here. Okay, and here in orders, I'll simply click on this option, orders over here. Okay, this is the orders basically, right? Here you have to add the warehouse name over here. To get the warehouse name, what you have to do, let's say X lookup over here, simply add warehouse ID, comma, and then let's go here, your warehouse dataset, which is your master basically. Simply select that. First, this is the entire range, and what you need, we need the warehouse, right? Simply select this, close this, and hit the enter button. The moment you do, you will get the entire warehouse name added inside the Excel over here. Boom. Great. Now what we need the product name. Okay, so to get the product name, what I will do over here is, let's say product name, and here what I want a what type of product it is, right? So first let's check where exactly it is. So you have this product master, and what type of product you want this, right? So electronics and this thing. So you have to simply click on this option, let's say is equal to, cool, and once again let's say XLOOKUP over here, product ID, comma, over here, click on this option, this is your product ID, simply select this, comma, go at the top, you need this, right? This is the product you want, close this, and then hit the enter button over here. Great, you see the result over here, electronics item, so on and so forth, right? And you can see the values what we are seeing, item 1, item 2, those are, we are referring from different table altogether, so that's what we are getting the different value. Okay, to use that, cool. So what is next over here? So we need the category now. Okay, so let's say category over here, category, let's say XLOOKUP over here, and XLOOKUP, I'll select this product ID, table product, which is my product, this. Okay, I will be selecting a category, so I need the category basically, right? So simply select this first, comma, go at the top, what we need the category, right? Close this, and then hit the enter button over here. Great, and that's what the category you have it over here. Cool. Now what else you need the supplier over here. Okay, so let's say supplier, and over here, and let's say XLOOKUP over here. This time we're gonna use the product ID, okay, comma, and what exactly it is we need, supplier ID, right? So from product itself I can see the supplier IDs to be shown, right? So first I have to select this, comma, I'll go at the top, perfect, and supplier ID, I'll select it, close this, and hit the enter button over here, and boom, you see the magic over here. Great. So we got the multiple results there basis the requirement we have just now pulled in the orders table over here. Why we did this? Okay, at the moment our orders table only contains IDs. IDs are great databases, but not for the dashboards, and that's what we have enriched using the XLOOKUP. We have added the warehouse name, product name, category, and supplier using the XLOOKUP. Okay, now to create a business metric, okay, we have to add certain matrices there, right? So let's add the calculated column over here. Okay, so let's say here as a order value, cool, I'll hit that enter button over here, and let's say quantity, okay, which is my, this is equal to this, okay, into my XLOOKUP, okay, This is the XLOOKUP I have applied, and this is my product ID. Basically, this I have selected over here. Let's add as a comma over here, and we need the unit price basically, right? So let's check where is the unit price over here. Okay, first I have to check that where exactly it is available over here. Cool. So I'll just simply go here again. Unit price. I'll simply check that in the inventory. Okay, inventory is not there. Check where I have kept that unit price. Okay, cool. So let me just figure out that. I think it is in product unit price. So let's move this to product master, and that's how I can see the unit price over here. Okay, so basically we have applied this here. Delete this. Perfect. I'll select this product master over here, and inside the product simply first select the product ID, comma. Now what I want a unit price, right? So let's say unit price is this, bracket close. Okay, so bracket, once the bracket is closed, what I will do, I will just do a hit enter over here. Okay, and that's how I got the order value over here. Simply go at the top and change the icons over here. Since we are using the dollar sign over here, let's use the dollar sign over here. Cool. And we got the dollar value added over here. Okay, now here I'll go at the top. Perfect. I'll check what exactly I have over here. I have the stocks available over here, and suppose you want the values to be shown over here. Okay, in the inventory itself, I'll just simply go here in the inventory, and I'll add the values over here. Okay, so let's say inventory value over here. Okay, and I'll add is equal to stock, which is my is equal to this stock, comma, I need into, okay, XLOOKUP over here. I'll select this, comma, this is the product ID basically, and what I want a product ID over here. Okay, so let's say product ID over here. This is the product ID. I'll go at the top. Okay, this is the product ID, comma. Okay, once the comma is done, I need the unit price. Okay, so I'll go at the top and I'll select the unit price over here, comma, done. Hit the enter button over here, and I got the stock basis the unit value over here, and I'll change this to dollars over here, and that's how I get the result over here. Cool. Now the delivery days over here. Okay, in the shipment, I'll just move this to here inside the shipment over here. Okay, I would need that data to be shown over here. What I need over here, I need the overall delivery days over here. Okay, so to get that added, what I will do, I'll just say delivery days. Okay, and hit the enter button over here. Let's say this delivery date, which is this, minus your dispatch date over here. Okay, and that's how you get the delivery days over here. Now what we need the late deliveries, if in case anything, right? So let's say late delivery. Okay, so let's add this, and then let's say if condition over here. Cool. And what we need the delivery status, basically this is equal to delay, right? Yes, otherwise show me no over here. Close this, hit the enter button over here, and that's how I got the statuses over here. Now the step 4, which is KPIs basically, right? So we're gonna use the KPIs over here, and we have to add those KPIs over here. I'll just move this and add one more worksheet over here. Call this as a KPI. Cool. So once I add that, perfect. So what I will do over here is, instead doing this everything manually, for it's a manual step, right? Now we are going to use the Copilot over here. Okay, and this is the KPI section where I'm going to ask KPI. Now here I'm going to use this simple prompt over here. Okay, so prompt, you can see it over here. Suggest a KPI cards for a professional warehouse dashboard similar to Power BI. Okay, recommended icons, colors, and conditional formatting rules. Okay, the dashboard should be suitable for senior management. I'll then hit the enter button over here. Okay, it will take some time to analyze and load basically, right? And once it is done, it will show us the appropriate result over here. Okay, we will wait for it. And it's not that every time you have to use the Copilot or maybe dependent on the AI itself. No, but you always have to be agile enough to adopt enough AI to make your life easy. Okay, so as and when we apply certain formulas, okay, it's a time consuming task. Okay, to build any specific dashboard, we sometimes take 2 to 3 days, understand the requirement and do it. But here, if we use the Copilot over here, okay, we can see the different logics, way of thinking, and different KPIs. It will get captured through the machine. Okay, if in case really relevant, we will keep it. If it is not, we'll definitely delete that and we'll use our human brain there, right? So we will wait for it and see what type of KPIs got generated over here. And basically we'll see if that is really useful for us to use as a dashboard. If not, then we can use that as a simple manual way to. And boom, I can see the result is been generated over here, and it's a very nice result. I can see it over here. Okay, always clean your data in a way to get the appropriate result from the Copilot. Okay, so if in case you haven't added any kind of clean data or maybe any logic behind your data, AI will not really understand what exactly your intent is to get out of it, right? So always keep your intent very clear, what exactly you want, and let's see if the result we get it in a proper way. Cool, and I can see the result over here. It's really making a sense for me. We'll wait for it, and at the end, we will definitely take the help of Copilot over here to create a beautiful dashboard, okay, for us. Perfect. So once it is done, I can see this data range and the range where it's coming from presented over here. And I can read this very beautifully over here. Okay, I can make it middle like this. Let's simply select this, keep it in middle, everything cool. And let's see what else I can see it over here. Let's select this middle, this one as well, return item. Okay, so simply select this, keep it in middle over here. Cool. I can see the total orders like this, inventory units, inventory value. Okay. And that's how beautifully the Copilot helped me to get the KPI out of the raw data set like this. Okay. Now here, since we have added this as a dashboard over here, okay, there are two ways. One is calculations. If you go, you create your own DAXs, okay, and add the pivot tables over here, which we did over here. And then we add the charts like this, okay, and every charts we go like this and make it a control X and then go here and paste it, okay, like this. It's a manual process and it's an old method, okay, that we can do. Or the second method, which is a dashboard using the Copilot. Okay, I know you are looking for the dashboard for the Copilot because that was the intent for creating this entire video series. Okay, so since this is not really required, I'll delete this. Okay, and here now I will ask AI, type this entire prompt inside this particular Copilot, and I'll ask the give me the appropriate result over here. Okay, this kind of a prompt we're gonna use it over here. Okay, and this KPIs I got it through this, and I have just now drafted that is in a normal English, and we're gonna use that. And here visualization recommended like this. Cool, and I'm saying that this is the filters. Okay, so let's see what is the result we get it over here. Okay, so I'll just do a control Z over here, boom, and we'll see what is the result we will get. I'll just do a control V over here, and let's say done. Cool, I'll wait for it, and let's see the analysis what Copilot do and give me the appropriate result over here. Okay, since our intelligent Copilot is helping us to developing a dashboard for us for supply chain logistic folks, Now tell me which country you are watching this video in the comment section. Love to see that your comments, and love to collaborate with you and understand you what type of more video series you want me to create for you folks. Okay, again, free of cost, we are not charging anything. Just comment in the below section. We want to see the topics you want me to cover in the upcoming things, right? AI, analytics, automation related. Feel free to drop in below comment section, so I can try my level best to in upcoming next video section I can definitely come up with the appropriate video series for you folks. Okay, so let's wait for it and see what type of model is being used over here. Now the second thing over here, once again reiteration, if this Copilot is not really installed in your Office 365 folks, what you have to do, you have to simply copilot.microsoft.com. okay, so you can see the link over here, and then you can simply visit that and use the simple prompt, whatever prompt I have given to you, right? You have to simply use that prompt and attach your file. Copilot will definitely help you with the analysis. Sometimes it takes time, okay, but it will give you the accurate result. Okay, once again, don't more dependent on AI. First understand what your data is, okay, understand the requirement and what type of insights it's giving you. Okay, don't just blindly trust on AI. Just a Copilot, any AI, be it your Chat GPT, okay, Gemini, okay, Claude, or maybe OpenAI. Okay, you can simply first wait for it, what type of results you are getting over here. Wait for it, understand if it is really making a sense and these numbers are correct as per the formula. If yes, then only go ahead with the appropriate solution. And the best part for Copilot is that it always tell you that double check or maybe the sanity check in terms of whatever you are seeing it over here. How to believe in yourself that this data is coming through a proper sources over here. Okay, and again, it's a edit friendly over here. Okay, so as and when you see that there is a change, there is a changes needs to be done, okay, you can simply edit that. It's not that whatever data set has been given by this, you have to stay on this. No, it's not like that. You have to simply go at the top, check the formulas, okay, because I'll show you that formulas as well, where it's coming from and what exactly it is calculating. Okay, you can simply repair those and use that basis the requirement you feel that if it is not really correct. Okay, and I can see the result is been generated over here and it's a beautiful dashboard. Okay, really glad that result is getting per need. Cool, so let's wait for it. That multiple times people asking for the data sets or data set has been provided. Okay, so once again, if I get at least 10 comments on YouTube, I'm not asking for more comments over here, just a 10 comments. If I get 10 comments on YouTube, I'll definitely give you the link, free data source link. Okay, just go there, download this data source, okay, and start practicing. Okay, and always evolve through a practice only. Okay, there is a no scope that no in one day only people will learn like this. Okay, so you have to evolve slowly, steadily. Cool, and I can see the overall data structure over here. It's been building a executive supply chain dashboard for me longer than usual, so let me just do a fast forwarding over here. Okay, so it will save your time as well over here, and let's see what is the final output we get it over here. Okay, while we are waiting, here is a quick question for you. You were a supply chain manager, which KPI would you monitor every morning? Would it be inventory levels, delivery delay, warehouse utilization, or on time delivery? Let me know your answers in the comments below. Remember, AI is here to assist us, not to replace us. As an analyst, it's still our responsibility to validate the insights, understand the business context, and make a informed decision. Once again, if you are learning something new today, consider subscribing channel. I regularly share practical Excel, Power BI, Power Query, and AI tutorials that you can apply directly in your job. See, the final polishing and auditing has been started by the Copilot, and saying that fixing the metrics formats, applying requested ask. Okay, using the helper columns, KPIs, I can see it over here along with the PO tables and slicers over here. Okay, the last observation what I have seen in the Copilot itself, the slicers were not really interactive. Okay, and but yeah, this time we'll see if this slicers really works this time. Okay, cool. Now I can see the final has been applied over here, and whatever changes has been did over here, these are the overall changes has been completed over here, and I can see the formula, what type of formula has been applied. Let's say done over here, close it, and let me just zoom out this and see the result over here. Okay, cool. This is one AI driven dashboard. You can see it over here. Okay, so these are the KPIs I can see over here. Count A function has been applied here, also count A, and the calculation is getting like this. Okay, delayed deliveries like this. Conditional formatting you can see it's been applied over here. Return rate, total return, so on and so forth. Executive business insights, a best performing warehouse, Mumbai location. Okay, and I feel this is good for me. And as and when there is a insights to be added, we can simply add that over here. Use supplier rating, lead time, scorecard, so on and so forth. I can see it over here, and these are the buttons has been added over here. So let me just see if it is really working over here. Rail delayed, okay, electronics product, and I can see. So this relationship is not yet built. So to do that, what I have to do over here is, this is the drawback. We can see it over here. Simply go here at the top, report connections. You have to simply first turn on this report connections for each, right? So whenever you see this kind of slicers you added over here, you have to build this report connections always to make this dashboard more interactive, folks. Okay, so this much help we got from Copilot, and thank you Copilot for helping us out. But rest of the other things we have to do it, so as a human touch over here. Cool, so let me just move this. Okay, here I can see this as well. Cool. So again, it's not that you have to stick with this only. Okay, you can change or maybe add, delete basis your own requirement, as I've told you earlier, because it's completely edited version. There is no hidden columns, spaces like this. You can simply make sure that you are editing anything, whatever you wish to, basis the ask from the leadership over here, right? So here I'm just turning on this relationship over here, the report connection over here. Okay, and let's go here, and at the last, enter one report for me. I'll select this all perfect and hit the enter button over here. That's how you can build the connections and create a slice and dice over here. I'll just move down at the bottom and see what type of charts has been imported over here. That's okay as per the requirement. Okay, since we need only for the basic dashboard over here, so to get that built, and I can see the majority chunk is here. Okay, so it's not that really required this as a dashboard, but yeah, we can delete this if it is not really required. We can simply change this to this. I'll change this dashboard, change chart type to something else. Okay, so I will call this as a line and hit the OK button like this. Move this at the top. Okay, this one I'll move it, inventory warehouse. Cool, keep it like this properly. Order by status. Cool. And move this as well. Okay, you can change the chart type from here. Cool, what you need over here. Okay, so let's say if in case you want any different chart altogether, you can simply select that and apply it over here. Okay, I'll use this tree map over here and add the data labels accordingly. Cool, if I hover here over here, I can see the entire result for the particular items over here. Cool, likewise I will move this at the top. congratulations completing this AI built warehouse and logistic dashboard. Okay, project we start from the finish. Today we learn how to work with a real world supply chain data, clean it using a Power Query, organize it in Excel tables, build meaningful pivot tables, create a meaningful KPIs, and design a fully interactive dashboard. We also explored how Microsoft Copilot can help us to speed up analysis and generate business insights. These are practical skills used by data analysts, supply chain professionals, warehouse managers, and business analysts in their day-to-day work. I encourage you to pause this video, experiment with a data set, modify the dashboard, and add your own ideas. The more you practice, the more you confident. If you found this masterclass valuable, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Discover Talent, and share it with someone who wants to improve their Excel skills. If you have any questions or want to see more real world dashboard projects, let me know in the comment section. I read your comments and use your feedback to create a future tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep learning, keep building, and keep discovering your talent. I'm Vinod, and I'll see you in the next masterclass. Happy learning.